Yeah.
When we started, they were just starting to announce things.
Hey, everybody, Star Wars is back.
Oh, it's 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. Let's go.
There has been an awakening.
I haven't heard this in a month.
Felt it.
Hello, what have we
Yeah.
here?
Oh. We were friends.
Hello.
How did you win wars?
How did you end the Galactic Civil War? I don't know. I really don't.
That's literally. Did you have a military technological advancements?
Nope.
Were you the battle masters? We were friends.
Fucking A.
Good Day Galaxy Rogue Squadron podcast. Thank you guys. Rogue Squad,
Rogue Squadron.
the podcast.
The Pod Rogren. Pod Scrask Rogren.
Rogue Squadron
The Rogan
Mama.
Podcast Experience Squadron.
podcast that is known and currently known as Rogue Squadron. Welcome back. Appreciate you tuning in. Episode 2.
I have it written down somewhere. 268.
268. 268. 268. I say things 3 times just
To get it ingrained so
Just
that you
to-
don't forget. And the next week, 269 is just going to roll off the tongue.
269.
It won't even have to think about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's been an eventful month. I spoke briefly on the last few episodes that I brought a Padawan into the world. And since we last saw you, so did someone else. Talk about your child, Mopar.
What was that?
Mopar Jr.? Mopar the Second? Mopar the Great? Have you given him a title?
My son. That's what I call him.
That's a good one.
He came around.
That works for now.
He showed up. So, yeah, we're here. We're here in the clear.
Yeah. Are you fully pleased being a dad? Is it everything you dreamed of?
Yeah. Yeah. Dad Squadron is in full effect. That's what we should just rename the fucking piece of shit show that we do every other week. Sometimes
Two angry dads.
Two angry dads. We're old and upset. The podcast.
Rogue dads. Dad Squadron. Dad
yeah.
Squad.
Everything's going good. Yeah.
Dad Motivator.
Dad Motivator. People are pissed.
The Dad Motivate. I won't do it.
Yeah. Spare us.
I'm glad you're enjoying being a dad. I won't say I was like nervous or apprehensive, but I am enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to not enjoy it, but I was like, I'm having way more fun than I thought.
Yeah. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be, and I'm happy with it.
Good. Quite a predictor of the future you are.
Yeah, well, everybody knows. I have some intel from the globalists, and they already know who he's going to be, 20 years from now, so we're destined for greatness.
Yeah.
So,
Kathleen Kennedy knew. They wrote this. They wrote the story of you being a dad.
What do you think?
You already knew about it.
What do you think the Rogue Squadron movie is going to be about? My fucking son. being a
Jack.
pilot.
Yes. The kid himself.
The child. Yes. So.
Not even being a pilot. The movie's about him taking over the podcast, obviously. It takes place 20 years from now.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Star Wars doesn't exist then. Everything is Marvel. Marvel's taken over. Tony Stark is the president.
So I'll open up my Google Docs.
Yeah.
Which is now where I save all my shit, just so it's saved across all my platforms here.
It's always good.
And I'll click on my podcast points file.
Podcast points. That's what it's called, not notes.
No, I said the points that I want to touch upon during the podcast. Podcast points.
My finger
Just like
points.
my finger. Just like my finger. My finger points.
Yeah. Oh, but before you get into your points, Shinobi says the rule of 2 dictates that your son must kill you. Obviously. So are you
Only
giving him
if
all
he's-
of the Sith ways?
Only if he's strong enough. Remember that, Shinobes.
I wonder if, with the rule of 2, I know that you were about to get into a point and I just totally derailed you, but what else is this show about if that doesn't happen? I wonder if there's been any Sith that are like, I really should train my apprentice, but that means they're going to kill me, and I'm kind of enjoying this thing, so
Everything's going
fuck
pretty-
that. Rule of
well.
1.
Rule of me.
I guess that was almost kind of Palpatine doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's You know what's funny is for how many rules that the Jedi live by, the Sith have a good amount of rules too, and it fucks them over all the time too. So
I feel like the Sith are kind of just like Fight Club. There's just one rule.
it's like there's no official rules. There's no guidelines or anything, but they live by a code which fucks them over all the time.
It's a loose structure.
Yes, it's a loose structure which But also, like, a loose structure, you know how many times Palpy had dark side people, Sith, running around, many apprentices?
Well, you might say that it worked, that the rules worked well for 1,000 years. And then some fuckhead from Naboo was just like, nah, we're not doing that anymore.
But that's... It didn't work, almost. From a certain point of view, Bane... Dude, I would... Okay. Let's say we're 800 years into this Bane's rule of 2, and I become the next Sith. You know what my point of view is? Fuck Bane. Clearly it hasn't worked in 800 years, so I'm going to start my own shit. I'm not going to sit here and wait to die just so someone
it's a slow
potentially-
burn, though.
Yeah, well,
it's like the Targaryens in Game of Thrones. You know, once you start getting into the books, you see that there's been a little plot stirring since way before even Daenerys was born. And, you know, it takes 30, 40 years to see the fruit of your labor. And in Star Wars terms, that means, 800 or 1,000 years.
which is dog shit because that means generations of Sith have to go by basically doing fucking nothing.
Delayed gratification.
But that I don't get any of that delayed gratification. I'm already dead.
When they're a Sith ghost and Palpatine wins, they all get to party together. It's a big reunion. It's like a high school reunion. They're all coming back.
Dude, the fact that the Sith live off of emotion, and they can fuel the hatred and all this.
Mm-hmm.
You basically have to say no to all that because, rule of 2. Let's just sit back and wait. Like what?
No, you don't have to say no to it.
In 800 years, they weren't able to become public. So what are you
Still privately traded.
What
Okay.
are you exactly doing for 800 years? Sitting and thinking?
Yeah, they're just observing and studying the Jedi Order. They're like, oh, okay, let's not do that. That's stupid. Leave a note for the guy 300 years from now. He's going to need that. He's going to need to know.
My assumption is maybe they did some swab tests of becoming public to the Jedi, and they got blown off. Or like the Jedi handled it and said that wasn't true Sith, clearly, because they're weak.
Yeah.
True Sith would really challenge us. But that's what I'm saying. Like maybe a couple of the generations were like, all right, it's the Sith's time.
Right. How many
and they
Palpatines
tried,
have
yeah.
there been?
Yeah,
How many
exactly.
people were tried to make the move and take over the Republic or the Jedi Order, and they just got squished.
Or they walk into the Jedi temple. I'm a Sith. I'm gonna take it. And they all just laugh you out the front door. You guys don't even exist. This guy thinks he's a Sith over here. Get the fuck out. And then they laugh about it for 100 years, and then you're forgotten. Remember that one guy that walked in here, Darth Mark? Who the fuck is that?
Oh, fucking moron.
Darth Mark. I think that might be the show's name.
Let's change it to that. Let's all right, podcasts are weird where you can just update your show's gut information, like the back end information, whenever you want. Let's just pick a new name every week. Fuck it. Instead of new episodes, we'll just do new shows.
Every week's got a new show.
Yep. Starting from scratch.
Darth Mark. That's right. Darth
Right.
Mark. Year 800 BBY. We don't even know what BBY means because we're not there yet. But, fuck it.
Yeah, what did
What are we counting backwards for? Why?
Yeah, in 100 BC. What was the year in 100 BC? Before there could be a BC to be before. What was
Tuesday.
the year?
That's what
It's
they
just
named
Tuesday,
it.
bro.
They just didn't even give a shit. There were no numbers.
This is the 97th Tuesday that we remember. We're just going off of 97 Tuesdays.
There were no numbers. They didn't have them yet. So
They had
year one.
numbers. Yeah,
No,
they had numbers.
Invented them later after.
Well, it
year
depends
zero.
how far back they go.
Isn't that
Ooh.
ballsy of a human race to say like, no, everybody before me and after me, fuck them. Today's 0. Today's day 0, motherfucker. It all starts with me.
Yeah, and in fictional universes, there's more ages than we have on Earth. So when do we get to restart the clock and just start
Well,
zero?
we've had ages: Ice Age, Bronze Age.
Yeah, I know, but like in the past, We haven't had anything in the past 2,000. I guess in the terms of the whole Earth, that's not that long. But I was just going to say, waiting for somebody like when Elon lands his rocket on Mars. Now it's 0 again. We're going before Elon and after Elon.
You know, I don't know where I saw it, but I saw this meme or a picture of, it was I think China landed a probe on like a comet or an asteroid or something, and they said they shot a gun from the probe into the asteroid, and it said like the dinosaurs finally got their revenge. And I was like, oh my god. Ugh. Like the historical, like the comet hit Earth, and it was like, oh my god, what the hell? It hurt, and I laughed a little. So. Podcast points, here we go. So, if you are watching The Bad Batch,
Not even.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did I mention?
If you're watching The Bad Batch, why?
Did I mention Luke Legend the last time we recorded? Did we talk about that? Because it was on my podcast notes, but.
Luke Legend, like Legend is his last name, or Legend's version of Luke Skywalker?
No, I'm sorry. So just like the legend of Luke Skywalker.
Oh, who knows what we talked
Did
about
we
last
discuss
time?
it? Well, because
Now, once you have a kid, 4 weeks is like a decade. I don't know what happened in May.
So I'll start there. We'll touch upon Bad Batch and our overall thoughts on it. I do have.
Yeah. We haven't watched Loki yet, so we have to wait a little bit.
Yeah. It is crazy to consider Luke's story from an outside perspective. What I mean by that is, if you're not a Jedi or a Sith, let's just say you're a goddamn stormtrooper on the Death Star 2, you see Luke Skywalker fucking walk in with Darth Vader into the Emperor's chambers and walk the fuck out. Emperor's dead, and he's dragging Vader's dead body. So from a stormtrooper's point of view and a Legend point of view, we saw this child of a person walk in and kill the 2 strongest people and walk the fuck out and blow the Death Star up. He already blew up a Death Star. This dude walks in and destroys everything. From like a citizen point of view, Luke Skywalker is easily a legend. I can see how that became a thing.
Well, I was just going to say that everyone on the Death Star 2 is probably so busy evacuating that they weren't paying attention to any of that shit.
You know what? Oh my god, I loved this.
Okay.
So I don't know how true it is, but someone mentioned that on the second Death Star, when the alarms are going off, like evacuate the fucking thing, we're going down.
Yeah.
You hear blaster fire. And it's like the only thing that makes sense is stormtroopers killing each other to get into escape pods. Because there's no rebels on the fucking Death Star other than Luke Skywalker.
That's interesting.
Because you hear blaster fire, and if you do, you're like, well, who is shooting then?
But it's not like they have a... Oh. Huh. That's weird. I've never noticed that. I feel like I would have noticed that.
I'm sure it was something that like, oh yeah, there's got to be blaster fire. You know, there's a battle going on somewhere, and then
just
really
throw stuff
start
in
thinking
there.
about it, like in.
Just throw Darth Vader's breathing in there. Like, come on. Isn't he dead? Yeah, but we need sound effects. Just throw it in
The
there.
rage from Darth Vader's body is being absorbed by the stormtroopers around him. They're just randomly firing at people, hoping to hit a youngling.
Does younglings on the Death Star do?
I don't know if there's stormtrooper daycare on sector 12.
I was gonna say Anakin. He was supposed to kill all the Jedi. He kept a few just in case. Put them in cryo freeze.
Yeah. I just I'm really starting to come around to Luke Skywalker's story. I think the issue with his story for you and I is how it starts.
Yeah.
Also, I listened back to an episode probably 30 or 40 episodes ago, and I made a point that why the fuck would Obi-Wan and Yoda put Luke Skywalker back on back on Tatooine? I'm fucking this whole thing up. Why would the Jedi decide to put Luke back on Tatooine and keep the Skywalker last name?
Because they're stupid.
Leia took the Organa name. Where are we going to hide this Skywalker kid? I know exactly where. We're the only place where the last name Skywalker means something.
To his family.
Tatooine. Why wouldn't he be Luke Lars. That's what his real name should be.
Well, yeah, if they were being smart about it. I can't believe we've never thought about that before.
His name should be Luke Lars. For his own safety. You don't think someone like walking around Tatooine like, Skywalker, are you related to the only other Skywalker that's ever existed?
And you was born on this planet?
But also, the only
Down
two.
the street?
Shmi.
Right.
There was two of them. You must be one of them. I don't know.
People don't remember that shit by now. There's been a whole galactic civil war and a clone war before all that.
Yeah,
They're confused.
I don't know. Skywalker's is one of those names that kind of jumps out at you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of an analogy from a different series, like someone who's trying to stay hidden, and they just keep their original name.
Lannister or Targaryen.
Yeah.
Like, she went across the planet from a certain point of view, and people were still like, yeah, I like know about your family. I know who you are. You don't have any power or authority over us, but I know who you are.
I'll respect you a little bit because of the name.
Yeah.
It's a pretty stupid move. They were kind
really
of in a panic. There's only 2 of them left. What the hell are they going to do?
Yeah,
There's 2 of them left. All their friends and colleagues are dead. Now they have 2 babies to deal with. I mean, come on.
You know, from another...
You're not thinking clearly in that moment.
Another random thing that they decided on in episode 6 changed episode 3 quite a bit. With Leia is your sister. Now they have to have twins on Polis Massa.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Instead, how would you have felt if Leia wasn't related to Luke? Would that have changed anything?
Well, I think in 1982, that's what everybody did think.
It's nice to have her just as a rebellious princess. Like,
yeah, I don't think it was necessary. I wonder what I would actually like to see an interview or an article or something about why George made that change.
You know what's funny is it almost still would have worked perfectly. Where on Polis Massa, Luke was born, and Leia could have still been born under the Organas.
I mean, I think she still could have. If she wasn't related to Luke, then you would just go back to her not being force sensitive at all. She's just, a badass.
Right. I'm just saying from a episode 3 point of view, it still would have worked perfectly because Bail
could have actually had a baby.
Bail was already
Real
part
baby.
of the rebellion, so like his offspring would have easily fit that anyways.
Hell yeah.
They
just couldn't conceive or whatever.
Well, they would have changed that and said, "Oh yeah, my wife's
He's shooting blanks, man. He's shooting blanks.
Okay, Bail Morgana." Yeah, but the whole thing's wrapping back around to Luke Legend, and even though, like, from a citizen point of view in the Star Wars universe, Luke is a legend. He walks in and fucks everything up and walks out. The Death Stars are blown up, 2 of them. He kills all everybody.
I want to know though.
What?
I want to know how the legend spread, because I'm sure throughout the rebellion, this fucking farm kid blows up the Death Star. None of our other pilots could do it. That's a pretty big deal. Yep. Oh, and he's got a lightsaber too. That's pretty crazy. So it spreads from there through the rebellion. But by the time we get to episode 7, Luke's in hiding, and basically people think he's dead, and they think the Jedi are gone, and who Luke Skywalker? I don't know what you're talking about. And then he does the thing on Crate, and then within weeks, everyone across the galaxy is talking about Luke Skywalker. He faced down the entire First Order by himself. That's insane. The Jedi are real.
It's going right back. It's like
who's filming that? Who was out there with the video camera filming the AT-ATs trying to blow up Luke and sending it to those fucking horse kids on wherever that place was? Because those are the kids that are watching it. They're like, oh my god, Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master.
Well, it's like poetry. The fucking thing rhymes. Luke Legend, he was a myth.
They're telling poetry about Luke, you mean?
The myth walks out and does exactly what the legend of Luke Skywalker should have done.
I guess, yeah, I get that part. I guess I'm just wondering how quickly that spreads around to people that, when there was only like 20 people in the Resistance, like how...
Fuck the Resistance.
It must be the First Order people that are like...
Yeah. You got to remember, all of these people have families and the people talk. They all have friends. They're texting, hey, you wouldn't believe what I saw today. This dude, Luke Skywalker. First of all, they might not have even known it was Luke Skywalker.
It's just a dude. They're fucking on
just a dude.
TikTok filming this
A
guy getting
dude-
obliterated.
The only person on that entire planet that knew that was Luke, well, two. It would have been Rey and Leia.
And Kylo.
Well, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of, but that was an under assumption, yeah. But yeah. So everybody, other person walking around is just like, what the fuck is this guy? This old guy's walking out there, he's just going to commit suicide. What a crazy hook.
I would love to see First Order soldiers like back on the ship being like, can you believe that dude withstood all the AT-ATs? That's great. And Kylo comes around the corner. He's like, what the fuck did you just say? So embarrassed. Starts firing people, cutting people in half because they're talking about Luke Skywalker.
Luke.
More.
Yeah. I just, I'm coming around to Luke's story. It is a bad start from my point of view. The fact that he just, again, everybody's heard us say it, happy dance. He does happy dance quite a bit. But you know, after the happy dancing, there is some drama built into his story of living up to Vader or living down Vader, or, you know, you have that name that carries with you, or the Luke legend like we were talking about. The myth of Luke Skywalker is carried with him, and he's just a dude. Like, even with everything that he's done, people probably hype it up. It's already hyped. It's already hyped up from a certain point of view. That's what I'm saying. He walks into Darth Vader and Sidious's room and walks out, and they're both dead. So everyone just assumes, oh man, he went in there, destroyed both of them, and then walked out. And it's like,
maybe, yeah.
That's not exactly how it went, but he was there.
Yeah, and from the Rebels' point of view, he goes to the Death Star 2 by himself. They blow it up in the nick of time, and then he comes back with Darth Vader and fucking burns him.
What a savage.
That is savage. I mean, I know it's a
Ceremonial
thing. I almost said sacrificial. That doesn't work. But it's ceremonial for him and for the Jedi. But
it's
for the rest of the Rebel soldiers, it's just like, what?
You know what's funny is I've never even linked that up, that they treated him like a Jedi.
Phantom Menace. Yeah, in the beginning, the end of Phantom Menace when they burn Qui-Gon.
With Qui-Gon, yeah. But that's, 20 years later after they make Phantom Menace. Just from I've never really thought about how they send off Vader as a Jedi.
Yeah,
it's a nice touch that it kind of retcons all the way back when they do burn Qui-Gon. It's like, oh, it's a ceremonial thing for the Jedi.
Well, also when Anakin gets cut in half, he gets set on fire there, and it's kind of like killing him as a Jedi.
Oh my God, that's so badass.
The only reason I know that, I mean, you can kind of understand that that's the imagery there, but I've known that because the title of the music right there is called the immolation scene when he's getting set on fire.
The immolation?
Immolation.
What does immolation mean?
Something about fire and stuff, I guess.
You're trying to drop knowledge and don't.
Immolation is what happens when something is killed or offered as a sacrifice.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so when Obi-Wan slices and dices, and then he gets set on fire, and he's like, yeah, that's him being sacrificed as a Jedi, and now he's dead as a Jedi, and he's gone.
So the rhyming just never ends.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yup.
The deeper and deeper you look. No,
yeah,
it's almost a nice, dude. It's a perfect touch too, because it starts off with a ceremonial burning with Qui-Gon.
Right.
Episode 3 ends with the ceremonial burning, unfortunately, of Anakin, and his Jedi self burns away. And then
Death Star kind of gets ceremonially
and then Vader
burned.
gets burned again at the end of his life with Luke.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Pretty crazy, huh?
It is. It's nice. It's
Almost
nice.
like somebody thought about it real hard.
I mean, a lot of this has to be by accident. Not that stuff, but I'm saying like a lot of the stuff that links up later. It's just us nerds connecting dots where there's not even.
Well, it's probably Lucas saying like when they're making Phantom Menace, like Luke burned Vader to kind of give him like a honorable sending off. So let's make that like it's supposed to be a Jedi thing and do that for Qui-Gon. I mean, it's that kind of stuff. I'm sure the whole Lucasfilm team was just watching the original trilogy and like pausing it every 5 seconds and being like, oh, how can we like kind of rework that and put that in the original or put that in the prequels
without making it super obvious like the Mandalorian does.
Shut up! Why are you hating on that? Why are you hating on like?
No,
bro.
You know what made me happy is I went up and was in Toledo and I met up with Zale, so we grabbed dinner, and he said he completely agreed with me, And I'm not saying that to legitimize myself. I'm just saying you've given me so much. You give me some shit for my point of view on that, and I haven't heard anybody agree with me on that. But
all right,
yeah,
it's fair.
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't mean to give you shit because I see where you're coming from because at times, yeah, it is apparent. I'm just challenging your point of view to make sure that you actually hate it and you don't just fake hate it. With Star Wars fans, it's hard to tell, you know.
Yeah, it's just some of those things just rub you the wrong way, kind of like the Bad Batch. Shots fired.
Whoa. Guess you see who's in the chat?
Yeah. Oh, there's Zale. Defend Mopar. Thank you.
Hashtag defend Mopar.
Yeah, Mr. Jacob Weiss. What's going on?
And Weiss is back.
Weiss.
Well, that's the name of Nut Hud for a long time.
Yeah. Let's dive into the Bad Batch. Are you're not caught up 100%?
I'm not fully caught up. I've watched
5 episodes, 4 episodes.
I've watched the first 4, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
I knew I was 4 behind, and I was like, all right, I got to get caught up over the weekend. And then I watched one, and I was like, no, I'm going to play Pokemon instead.
Listen, we'll jump into Pokemon here in a fucking minute.
Yep.
But
so yeah, Bad Batch came out the day of our last episode, so we haven't talked about it at all. But I will say we were hyped about the opening episode being an hour. It was like 70 minutes or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that was a fantastic episode. I know we're kind of revisiting Order 66 again, but I'm okay with that. It was in a new way. It set everything up. It was an hour long. It was almost like a mini movie. Mm-hmm. And I was really on board with that opening.
Dude, they hit the ground running. Order 66, everything's going to shit.
Yeah.
And you see them put in a pickle right away.
Right.
They're the regs, of course. They've always had like a brotherly competition with the regs, but now obviously all the regs are enemies.
Right.
So you're like, well, this is great. I didn't have to wait for this confrontation. It's right up front.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get into episode 2 through the rest of it, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck happened? It was so epic and so good. And first of all, the length of it was great, too.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
They could have done like a Falcon and Winter Soldier thing and just done like 4 or 6 episodes that were all like an hour long. That would have been fucking awesome. Take notes, Dave. I know you're part of your homework as you're in your new position is watching this podcast. So make sure you're taking notes.
I'm going to drop some things that I actually do right. And I'm not going to sit here and say I hate the Bad Batch. I'm going to say it's okay. It's okay, especially for a cartoon, which you guys know my thoughts on the cartoons. It just doesn't hit the doesn't unch the scrunch for me. But after that first episode, I did write some quick tips here. Then I was like, "Fuck, that's pretty cool."
Quick tips as you're watching Bad Batch.
Dude, the fact that Tarkin orders for live rounds to be used on the Bad Batch during that training exercise.
Dude, he's a savage.
Dude, the fact that
Tarkin,
they can make Tarkin even better after death in a cartoon. Like you're like, dude, I love Tarkin even more. He's savage. Let's put these fuckers to the test. Start firing. Kill them all.
Just try to kill them. If you can't kill them, then they're
worthy.
They're good.
Dude, it's like Sith principles, but for an army. They're like, whoever wins, just murder. Say murder. Just put up a sign that says murder, and we'll see what happens.
Murder training.
So, but yeah, I wrote that down. That was one thing that I definitely was like, oh my god, the fact that he's using live rounds.
Yeah.
On Camino, and you can see even the Caminoans are like,
they're like, what is this
dude,
guy?
you paid money for this shit, and you're killing them off.
Right.
Or trying to, and it's like, well.
Like, I know we hired a bounty hunter to be the donor, but this guy's kind of crazy.
yeah. But I love it. It makes it makes sense in the military terms. Like, if my droids can kill the clones, then I should just have a fucking droid army, because clearly they're better. It makes so much sense.
Right.
I love it.
You got to shake it up a little bit.
And the fact that they threw in the first version of the Dark Troopers during that scene.
Mm-hmm. Prototypes.
Oh, my God. I love the seeds that are planted. I love it. It's cool. I think one of the clones, one of the Bad Batch members, I forget which one, and I think it was Hunter. He said a quote here that
Rambo? Or was it
Rambo, yes.
Leonardo?
It was Rambo. he said adapt and survive or die with the past. And it was like that kind of encapsulates this whole era post Order 66.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to change and fight for something, that you might as well die with, what you were or what you're trying to hold on to. And it kind of rings true that like how Kylo handles everything. Kill the past.
Sounds just like Kylo Ren, yeah.
Kill the past or it's going to kill you from a certain point of view. So
yeah.
I love it.
I do like
right
that.
off the bat. Right off the fucking bat. So Omega is my big issue with this. I'm assuming that they're going to have a big bomb dropped on who she actually is at the end of this Bad Batch season. Because if they don't, I'm not sure I would have ever watched this again.
Yeah.
It's
an issue, but it's kind of an issue.
It's one of those things that like they planted the seed but haven't talked about that seed for 6 episodes.
Yeah, they're doing the clone, like the cartoon thing where it's like she's introduced in the first one, but then we have to have an episode to show you how she makes friends, and then we have to have an episode to show you that she's naive, and then we have to have an episode that shows you she's a good guy.
Yep.
Like they dropped the bomb, or not the bomb, they dropped her in, and she's supposed to be a clone, but she's a girl, and Jango was a guy, and that's weird. And then she maybe has Force abilities because she's really perceptive, but maybe not. But she hasn't used them since then.
So that assumption that you said that she has Force abilities, was that something you heard from me, or is that something you
no, it was when. Oh man, it's been so long since I watched the beginning. No, it was something about she could sense Bro's feelings when they were kind of locked in. They were locked in that little prison. They were trying to get out, but what's the name of the one dude that is now evil? Or his chip is actually working, and he's yes.
I'm laughing at Shinobi.
Yes, Shinobi.
Omega.
Hunter. Tick. Rika. Iko.
Yes.
I mean, I actually like that accent. I think it's fun. But Tick. Who's the guy whose chip's working and good soldiers follow orders? What's his name again?
Sharpshooter. I don't fucking know.
Anyway, him was obviously his chip was working and he was going to betray them, and I feel like Omega could sense that. She's like, I know what you're feeling. I know what you're going through. So, little hint. It's not official. She hasn't fucking moved anything with her mind yet, but.
Well, Jacob Rice. He's right now, because I think she's got to be. Thank you. It's Crosshairs, the sharpshooter.
Thank you.
I think she's Palpy's clone. I have a feeling that she's Rey's mom.
Or the next iteration of testing cloning a Force sensitive to eventually get to the point where you can clone Palpatine.
Whose blood is being used to test this?
I don't know. I don't know.
I need to know. She looks kind of like Obi-Wan. Was Obi-Wan fucking around, leaving semen on the sheets?
She looks like Obi-Wan.
She looks like a blonde Obi-Wan.
So if she has totally different hair color, then how does she look like Obi-Wan?
I don't know.
She looks like Obi-Wan with a different accent and different skin color and different hair and different eyes, and she's a girl.
But those are the only differences.
It's only a couple.
Think of how many differences there can be in her.
She's still got hands.
I don't know.
She's got feet.
I have a feeling that, first of all, I agree that I think she is Force sensitive. And during the last couple episodes, so I'm fully caught up, there was some scenes that I thought, oh, this is a perfect time that she's going to use like a Force push or something accidentally, that she's just naturally going to do something. She got in a pickle.
You can spoil it. It's okay.
Well, Wrecker's inhibitor chip starts fucking with him, and he starts attacking the group. And he corners Omega. And she's like laying on her back on the ground like, no, please, please. I thought that was a perfect time for her to like do something.
Right.
Nothing happened. He got shot in the back, and they fix him.
Like Harry Potter, where like you're super emotional, or like you're in a tight situation and the magic just like kind of happens without you really controlling it. Yeah, I could see that happening. It hasn't yet, so it's probably not going to.
Right. Shinobi said the common theory, he's hearing that she is the second unaltered clone of Jango, so it would be Boba Fett's sister.
I mean, isn't she technically, she literally is an unaltered clone of Jango, right?
I don't think they've said who she's a clone of yet. They keep saying she's a special clone, quote, like the Bad Batch, which obviously the Bad Batch don't look the same, so it's like altered.
Well, they've been modified like for like a special ability each, but they are technically still all Django.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's crazy to think too, though. The fact that the Bad Batch is like
The Ninja Turtles.
from a certain point of view unaltered Django's.
They are the Ninja Turtles. We've talked about that, haven't we?
No, but
You got the
I know.
leader. You got the. Well, I guess there's no goofball in this one, is there? But you got the leader. You got the badass. You got the tech guy, and usually Mike is supposed to be the goofball, but there's no goofball.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
So is it just like Omega, or is it just the fact that it's drawing on and on and on?
It just, first of all, I am happy with the most recent episodes that they're short. With it being, it sounds shitty, but if you're gonna have throwaway episodes, don't fucking throw a 45.
I'm glad they're only 6 minutes.
They're only 20 minutes long by the time you throw the credits in there.
Yeah.
There's some nice stuff. It does feel a little forced with I don't know. I just with the fan service in it. So I'm gonna spoil it.
Oh,
Dude, there's a Rancor that shows up. It's a baby Rancor. Wrecker wrestles it for about half the episode, and at the end of the episode, Bib Fortuna picks it up because that's what Jabba wants. And you're like, dude,
Are they on Tatooine?
No, they literally just had a clone wrestle a fucking Rancor for 30 minutes straight, just to say, hey, this is the one that Luke Skywalker kills later on. And you're like, oh. Yeah, it's first of all, other people might have a completely different opinion of that episode because
funny.
It just, you know what would have been nicer for me is if the Bad Batch did their quest of that episode, because they have kind of like a go-to lady that is a Jabba-esque lady. So I'm gonna pay you to do this job. I'm gonna pay you to do this job. She's kind of like the go-to crime lord-esque.
Yeah.
Lady. It would have been a nicer touch if, after the Bad Batch dropped off their things or whatever, completed their mission, if Bib walked in and requested a Rancor from her. Something small like that. It's like, oh, Bib Fortuna just requested a Rancor for Jabba.
Yeah.
And it left it. But instead we get Wrecker. No joke. I'm not even fucking joking. He wrestles.
I believe he wrestles the baby Rancor, but is that the whole
baby
episode?
Rancor. For it, there's a compound. They throw some other beasts in there. It's a whole thing. But
So skip that one is what you're saying.
I would skip all of them up till now.
Well, I didn't. I was kind of worried I was gonna miss key moments before we talked about it, but it sounds like not. Weiss says you're underselling it. I was wondering if you were underselling it as well.
Underselling what?
Like, is the episode really just Wrecker wrestling the Rancor?
It's I said 30 minutes. It might be 28 minutes.
Is there a? Did Omega learn a life lesson in this episode?
No, she saves the clones. They get taken prisoner by this like pirate group.
But what did she learn while she was saving the clones?
How to get the clones out of prisoner pirate jail. I don't know.
Did Hondo show up with the pirates? Got her legendary item. Did she level up this episode? If so, I have to watch it.
She does have a cool like laser bow and arrow thing that she used in the last episode. And first of all, she was learning how to use it in the first 2 minutes. And by the end of the episode, she was blasting people away. And you're like, wow.
That's a good episode.
She learned arm strength in this one.
That's a good episode, yeah. She went to one of the trainers and got training.
Now, I know how Weiss, and I have assumed Weiss would defend the cartoons, because I'm much more harsh on the cartoons, admittedly, but this hasn't unched my scrunch at all, and it's not in a terrible way. It's just like, okay, I get it. Now, I will say this. In all the rankings of the cartoons, Clone Wars is number 1, and I'm going to even say Rebels is above this easily.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, in Rebels, we get Ahsoka, we get Anakin, we get Vader, there's Darth Maul. I mean, even though I want less of that stuff, there's got to be drama with it, and I don't feel like there's a lot of drama in these cartoons. So Bad
Interesting.
Batch is near the bottom. Well, there's the Forces of Destiny. I don't even fucking know what.
I wouldn't count those. Those are just like those are cool, like just shorts, like a minute, 3 minutes. I wouldn't count that.
Yeah.
Not that they're bad. I actually really enjoy them, but I wouldn't count them as like a cartoon series.
True.
So Resistance is at the bottom then.
Yeah, Bad Batch is at the bottom for me. But again,
Well, it's above Resistance though, right?
yeah,
You haven't even watched Resistance, have you?
it is. But that's how bad. I've watched, I think, a couple episodes of that, and I was like, yeah, I'm just 0% interested in this. So,
Yeah.
and there's cartoons, and then there's Resistance. Resistance is on a whole nother level of like
That's so harsh.
kid cartoons.
Yeah.
Showman says cartoons aren't for everyone. I watched 2 episodes of Resistance and never went back. The exact same. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's not just me, because I would feel bad if I know Weiss, like I said, defends a lot of the cartoons, and he might get more out of it than I do. But I'm glad that it's not just me saying Bad Batch is eh.
Yeah.
Well, and,
I mean,
and Shinobi said Resistance, but whatever.
I felt an instant shift from the premiere to the second episode. Even just to the second episode, I could tell.
It
And
continues.
it was darker. I think the second episode is where he sends Sharpshooter Boy and the rest of the new stormtroopers recruits to take out Saw Gerrera's people, right?
Yeah.
That's like the second episode. So that one was still dark, but I could still sense a shift. I think going through scenarios where you learn something about the characters, I don't think is like worthless. But have they continued cutting back to Kamino and seeing Tarkin and seeing the new stormtroopers and everything like every episode? I feel like they kind of left that after the second
Nope,
one.
I'm telling you, it's side missions with Omega.
Because if we had that and we were also cutting back to the new stormtrooper squad every episode, that would be just some more variation to keep me kind of hooked.
Now, the
Interested.
most recent episode does have a larger character walk in. It's no Jedi, but do you want me to?
He's a no Jedi. No, don't spoil that part.
Okay. So it's a more prominent character is a part of the most recent episode. So it had a little more to it.
It's Lando, isn't it? They were friends. He was
He
friends.
just walked in and started drinking with like, hey, we're friends. We're going to win this now.
Started banging robots. Where's all those droids that you shut down? Can I buy some of those, please?
But yeah, so like the most recent episode was fine. There was one, I think 2 episodes ago, that they kind of touch upon the droid army being disposed of.
I'd love to learn more about that.
So it's they don't learn anything. You just see it being done. There's a factory that's like melting the droids. So, but it's like a nice touch of setting that this is actually happening.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So,
Huh. So Tarkin and that new general dude, they are not like arguing every episode?
no, they're gone. I haven't seen them since.
I feel like that's a great rivalry to just
Exactly.
have, like as the B story.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
I'm assuming we're going to get a little bit more of him because we haven't seen Crosshair again. So they're going to
Crosshair.
cross paths with Crosshair again. We know that.
They're all getting haircuts.
The most recent episode, I will say, is the best of like the past 5.
Okay.
So it does get a little better.
There's hope from a certain point of view.
Hope.
Yeah, man. We'll see. I will catch up, and I'll finish it for sure. But I just
Give it a chance. I would say give it a chance because I do think I am being harsh on it. There's more expectations for my Star Wars.
I agree. And the way they launched everything with that premiere episode shows that you don't necessarily have to do the whole every episode is a new side mission where you learn one new skill or learn one new character trait or something. Like you don't have to do that. They just keep doing it. Maybe because the Clone Wars is so loved, they're like, oh yeah, the formula works. But I don't know. I feel like I'm in the when I see Star Wars reactions and reviews and everything, me not liking Bad Batch, I feel like I'm in the minority. I feel like majority of Star Wars fans are like, yeah, the sequels were terrible. This is what I want to see.
See, yeah, I will defend the sequels over Bad Batch. But again, there's still stuff to like and love in the Bad Batch.
For sure.
It's just
For sure.
you gotta try a little more, and I personally have to get past the whole cartoon aspect and the formula, like you said. I think they do stick to a formula too often.
When is the finale? Maybe I'll just wait and watch the whole thing in
You want to get
like
pissed?
one sitting.
You want to get pissed? Is we can talk about Mando season 3. Holy shit!
I do want to get pissed. Let me see when this is happening, though.
Give me 1
Star
second.
Wars, Bad Batch, episode guide. 16 episodes?
Holy shit!
Interesting.
I did not think that. Okay.
So it's going to go until August 13th. All right, so maybe that's not a good plan. I should just get caught up now and keep watching. Because
No.
sometimes, like, those episodes hit differently when you don't have to wait. And we've said the same thing about
Yeah.
Mando.
Absolutely.
But this is... all right, I'm just on IMDb. Episode 1 has a 9.0 rating. Immediately, episode 2, 7.5. Not
Okay.
terrible, but, like, it's obvious that first episode just hit differently than the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish they could keep
Do
going.
they have
with that.
scores? Do they have scores for the ongoing ones?
Yep. The newest one that released this past Friday was 8.7.
Okay, so yeah.
And the rest of them are all like 7s. 7.3, 7.4, 7.5.
Okay, so I'm actually of the majority. It sounds like, at least for the critics there. Yeah, I'm actually happy that I fit into that.
Good.
With me just saying that the last one was a little better. So
Yeah. All right.
yeah,
Well
it's
done.
worth watching. I'm not gonna sit here and just say don't watch it. Give it a chance. You might like it a lot more than I do. I don't know.
Yeah, there is just a... Yeah. So, Mando Season 2... I don't know if I want to... Season 3, sorry.
Season 3.
Did it not technically get pushed? I don't think we had a release date at all yet.
Here we go. I'm going to piss you off. Recent reports that came directly from folks attached to Lucasfilm reveal that Season 3 won't be getting underway until the tail end of this year at the earliest, if not as late as mid-2022. Get underway. So we're not going to get Mando Season 3 till possibly 2023.
Why
And honestly,
is
most
that
likely till 2023.
Dude.
Well, so reasons
Set
reasons being, we've got the Book of Boba. We've got the Book of Boba, which I've heard they've just wrapped up everything.
Yeah, that's like holiday season this year.
Cassian's still underway. I think they're trying to wrap that up soon, and then Obi-Wan's just starting. So they do have 3 active things in the works.
Kenobi should be almost done by now, right?
No, I've heard it just started.
Fuckers. Listen, I
Oh.
said it before. I said it again. Double Marvel Studios and make them do Star Wars.
Weiss just said he's pretty sure that Kenobi and Mando are used the same studio, so obviously Kenobi
Rent more studios.
they have to finish up before they get
Buy more studios. You've made billions off this, right? Buy more studios.
build another studio, bro.
Yeah, just build a second one. God damn it. It's so annoying.
I mean, I'm glad Weiss has this underground information that nobody knows that he's just making up on the fly. But
Industry insider here.
it is. I mean, it is nice to know that. Hey, this might be one of the big reasons that the studio that they're using to make Mando, they're shooting Kenobi right now. So it's like, okay, it makes sense. I still agree with you. Where just fucking do it somewhere else. Make it. But-
Yeah, I can kind of understand that. I mean, again, I just feel like it's just weird because we know that it's the same company. Well, it's not the same company, but it's owned by the same company. So when we're also fans of Marvel and we see all this coming out, we're almost like, why doesn't Star Wars do the same thing?
that's the fucking
Because like they
snake-
can do it, they
Yeah.
are doing it. I see it.
That's
Falcon
the
and Winter
s-
Soldier was shot like a goddamn movie.
Yep.
Um,
That's the wooden stake to the heart, dude. That's like, why can't they do this? It's not like we're even saying something outrageous expectations.
Yeah.
The same company is doing even better somewhere else. Just copy and paste. Do the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
So. Oh, man.
Sad. I mean, it's fine.
You want to wrap up
No.
Bad Batch before we're done?
Well, we'll wrap it up. How? It's not over yet.
You know what? I'm a hypocrite a little bit with what
I know.
I asked for. Well,
I know.
stop it.
I know.
Stop proving me right
I'm a
and
hypocrite
wrong.
too. I'm a hypocrite too.
So this is what we get when Jedi and Sith are out of the storyline. And this is what I've asked for. But still, this isn't what I want. It's weird. It's like there's some miss here. Like the first episode had drama built around it.
Yeah.
I didn't even need to see a young Kanan for it to like have that.
I forgot about that. I care nothing about that. I do not care.
But my point is, like, I know the whole reason for Order 66 is to kill the Jedi off, but the drama's already built into these scenes. That first episode hit different, like you said.
Yeah.
When we move forward, now all of a sudden, like, there's no stakes anymore. We're talking about daycare, child care for Omega. Like, this is daddy daycare with clones. This is daddy daycare with the clones now, and it's like, oh, you guys lost me. You lost me.
But that can be fun. I don't think you're hypocrite. I don't think that really stands. Because I think the fact that it's not a Jedi and Sith storyline, that's not why you don't like it.
True.
Because there was so many arcs and so many seasons of Clone Wars that I was just like, I'm skipping this because it's like 6 episodes to get to the point.
It's the dad batch. I love it, Shinobi. The dad batch.
Dad batch, exactly. That is what it is.
Oh, man.
Maybe that's what we should rename the show to.
We're just every week. We're renaming it.
All right, that's fine. I can do that.
The Unch.
Just keep the same logo. It's easy to swap out the name. I'll just do that every time. We'll be like Mouse Rat, and we just keep changing our name every gig. The Bad Snatch.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is Snoke a failed Plagueis clone? So my thought is he could be. Yeah. I assume that Plagueis had DNA, blood, or whatever left over, because that was how. I mean, he was a scientist in the Sith. He was a Sith scientist. That's all he was. Manipulating midichlorians.
Yeah.
My thought is maybe Sidious tried to clone his previous master. One, knowing that if he was able to do it, a clone of Plagueis could easily take over the galaxy and give Sidious time to build his empire.
Yeah.
My thought is maybe he tried to clone Plagueis, but in a human body. So now it's a Munilist in a human body, and that's what, like, the twisted form of a. This is what you get, and maybe Plagueis's power was too much for the body that Sidious gave him, so it was kind of already deformed.
Do you feel like Palpatine, in all of his manipulations and planning, and he kind of tries to think 20 steps ahead, do you think he would have avoided cloning someone that he knew, especially his old master, just in case like there was some personality that slipped through? I mean, obviously the clone can't remember what the original donor remembered, but do you think that like he doesn't want anyone interfering or maybe trying to take over or take control? He wants just like a puppet that he can use. I think there was something, what Queen Davy's talking about Luke's hand. I think there was something in a comic.
Oh.
Where like he had Luke's hand in a vat along with the cloning stuff on Exegol. I don't know. I didn't see it. Yeah, Vader comic.
So we're assuming that he used some bit of Luke's
This is
DNA?
why we should read stuff. Luke's hand Vader comic searching.
Actively searching, still searching.
Searching. Let's do this. Luke's severed hand introduces possibilities for blah, blah, blah. Spoilers for Darth Vader 11 follow. That's okay.
We're here, the fate of Luke's.
Where's it at?
You just had it. It said the fate of Luke's hand right there.
Yeah, there's too much here. Just show me the hand and what is it about?
There's
too much to read. I might as well read the comic at this point. It's like, come on. Blah, blah, blah. Darth Vader strikes back.
Oh, right here. What is Palpatine using Luke's hand for? Man, that's so crazy that Palpy ends up with Luke's hand?
Palpatine takes Vader through a tour of his Sith temple on Exegol, explaining this, blah, blah, blah. It's here that a panel reveals that Luke's hand, which he lost in his fight at the end of Empire Strikes Back, is in a glass container full of some sort of liquid in the medical laboratory on Exegol. Apparently, Palpatine recovered the severed hand from Bespin somehow and kept it.
What a freak!
So weird. So fucking weird.
No one's ever really gone.
No one's ever really gone. So he's trying to. Is he trying to use? No one's ever really gone. Is he trying to use that to clone Snoke with?
Maybe they're
Luke DNA.
Testing the Skywalker DNA somehow.
Dino DNA. A clone of Luke Skywalker. Does that mean Luke's going to come back? Luke with 2 U's? Luke. I hope that doesn't happen. But, just don't let JJ do anything else, because if you do, he's just going to pull old storylines, and then we're going to get Luke, and we don't want that. No one wants that. No one's ever really gone.
Man.
No one ever wants that.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't want that. Say no, please.
I still think it would have been cool.
Say no. Let's do a petition, please. No Luke.
All Sidious was trying to do was delay the Resistance. So I'll send back maybe a half-failed clone of my former master. He'll take over the galaxy easily as Snoke. Give him a fucking new name. Mm-hmm. How do you feel that...
Who named him? Who picked his name?
I know. I was kind of wondering the same thing.
Do you make a clone and he just comes out of the vat like Frankenstein's monster and just like, all right, what's your name? It's like the start of a video game. What's your character's name?
Yeah.
Snoke.
Snoke.
I wonder what all the other failed versions of Snoke tried to name themselves before they died.
I don't know. Failed. Are you upset that we never see Snoke with like a lightsaber or anything? Maybe they do have him with a lightsaber in the comics, but
no, I think it's cool.
It's a unique way to kill off a potential Sith without having an actual lightsaber battle.
I think if Snoke got off his throne and started doing Kylo Ren, I would have hated it. So I'm glad he didn't.
I think it could have been done well if Rey and Kylo fought Snoke, and Snoke was like badass at what he was doing.
Well, I feel like I remember back when I was a kid watching 6, one of the menacing things about the Emperor is that he didn't have a lightsaber, and he still took Luke down.
Yeah, sure.
I always thought that was pretty savage. And then, of course, I don't want to say...
He does have a lightsaber. Darth Vader.
Well, come on.
I mean, from a certain point of view, that's why he doesn't need to.
Well, we know in 3 that he does use a lightsaber, so he probably has one stashed. I'm just saying, I think it was menacing that you have... Like, you watch episode 4 and 5, and you think, yeah, dueling and getting the best with the lightsaber and with your force powers makes you the strongest. And then the Emperor comes around, and he's this wrinkled dude, no lightsaber. He just cackles, and he shoots force lightning, and he still wins, almost.
Shinobi said, you wanted to see Snoke fight with a lightsaber in his Gucci slippers? Yeah, I want to see a Sith in Crocs take out Rey.
He's got no traction control on those. Just slip sliding.
I still, again, it's the retcon shit that, man, it's so cool that from a certain point of view, in episode 6, when Luke tries to strike down Sidious and Vader stops him, Vader's actually saving Luke's life because the essence transfer would have happened and Palpy would have got a brand new young body and he would have been strong as fuck and he still would have ruled the galaxy with Vader. And you're like, God damn, this retcon is hurting my chest. It's so good.
I wonder how pissed off Palpatine was internally. And he's just smiling because he's laughing at Luke, but inside he's just like, God damn it, Anakin, that was what I wanted.
Vader, you jackal.
Arr.
What if they added? What if George Lucas added a no to Sidious as he fell down the hole?
I'm surprised no one's made a no cut of Star Wars, and it's just people shouting. Just that no is just pasted everywhere. Just copy and paste it all over the damn thing. I
just want the Ace Ventura, hey, after he gets shot with a poison dart. I just want to hear that, hey, as he falls down the fucking hole.
3 darts is too much.
That's one movie I 100% think it would not hold up. We were talking about how...
I disagree strongly.
Jay and Silent Bob. You think the second one would hold up?
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it tonight and prove you wrong. I'll let you know if I enjoy it.
I feel like we've said that before after having a long break from watching it, and then we watched it and we were like, we're idiots. This is amazing.
You know what's funny? This is a crazy tangent, but I had never really watched the first one. I had seen the second one 100 times.
Right, I've seen the first one like twice.
Yeah, I actually have seen the first one probably like 4 times since I saw the second one. So I think the first one's okay, but the second one's so outrageous that it just hits different. Just like the first episode of Bad Batch.
The second one is like Jim Carrey doing as many crazy things as he can and then building a story around that instead of the other way around.
True.
Which, when it's Jim Carrey in the 90s, that's what you want, really.
Yeah.
Shikaka.
Just go full Jim. Okay. And then he does it.
Hello, Ace. I love that movie.
I'm the Louis guy, remember?
I can't watch it tonight, but I will plan to rewatch it. Let me pull up my movie list.
Speaking of movies, I bought 2
Movie.
I always love that. Movies. I bought 2
oh god.
series. I don't even know what you fucking call them. 2. I bought the Back to the Futures and I bought Indiana Jones. Back to the Future holds up so fucking well.
Really?
So well. Dude, the
I assume you're just talking about the first one, right?
No, I watched the second one, and it's even better because they overlap, dude. You get into the first movie in the second movie. It's so fucking smart, especially for like 1984 or whenever they filmed it.
But then did you watch the third one?
I have not, but our buddies over at Revenge of the 90s, they could only do the third one because it was filmed in 90.
Yeah.
They said it lives up so well. I was like,
what? I'm they fucking a Wild West romp. I don't know if I believe them on that one. Steve, you're losing it.
Shinobi said he's gonna watch Gone in 60 Seconds with the Wife. That's actually, I love that movie.
Enjoy. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. That's right. Man. I love that fucking movie. Why were car movies so cool back then?
They had cool cars.
We still have cool cars.
They were friends.
We're friends. Stealing cars. We're friends.
Yeah.
What do you pick? I know that Fast and Furious is gone on to be 37 movies, and then they're going to Mars and shit. But just pick the first one. Would you prefer Fast and the Furious or Gone in 60 Seconds?
Probably Fast and the Furious. Not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, I do really like Gone in 60 Seconds. I really do. It's the bad thing is what's his face is in it. So.
Nicolas Cage?
Yep.
Yeah, but that was back when Nicolas Cage was like, he was in everything because he was awesome back then. He was awesome back then. That's why he was in everything. Now it's funny.
No, I do like both movies, but I think I would lean towards the first Fast.
I only
What's your
saw
favorite car movie? Do you have other multiple car movies that you like or watch?
Off the top of my head, I can't really think of any besides those 2. Best car movies. I'm going to search it up, though.
I've got one in my mind that I've always watched. Actually, 2.
Cars. We got, I know you're going to say. I know one of them that you're going to say.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No idea.
I know one of them. Cars. Fast and the Furious. Ford vs. Ferrari. And a couple things I've never heard of. Christine.
So Christine is one of them.
Drive, Gone in 60 Seconds, Italian Job.
You know what's actually a good one is Baby Driver.
Yep.
That's a really good one that came out recently.
I remember you've talked about that one in the past. The Transporter, does that count? Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Transporter 3.
Ford vs. Ferrari is up there. I don't think I would put it at like anything crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen enough like car movies, quote unquote, to really say. I would just say Gone in 60 Seconds if I had to pick one. Why is Wayne's World on this list?
Gran Torino's way up there for me. I really enjoy that movie.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, there's too many. I'm just gonna go to the
That's
top.
right. That's a tangent. We started with Back to the Future, and now we're talking about cars. So
Cars are cool.
yeah, they lived up, but which is weird. I bought the Indiana Jones. I had thought I sat and watched those. Like I feel like I knew what the movies were about, and I started watching the first one. I was like, this is completely different from what I thought Indiana Jones was about.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned those two because I remember vividly a particular week or 2 week period in college at the Red Apartment with Tommy Boy. And I was like, I've never seen Back to the Future. I've never seen Indiana Jones. Let's watch all of them. And I watched the first one of each and stopped after that. Not because I hated it. We just kind of like gave up. So I've only ever seen the first Indiana Jones. And Back to the Future, it was a while after that, but I did end up watching all 3 of them. And I like it. I can't say I'm like obsessed with it like other people are. But yeah, Indiana Jones, I still to this day haven't watched 2, 3, 4, and I think there's 5 now, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It was one of those movies that I bought, and like I said, I had thought I remembered, and as I started watching it, I wasn't paying 100% attention because I thought I had seen it.
Yeah.
And then as things were unfolding, I was like, wow, I'm actually going to have to like stop and restart this whole thing at another time because there's so much more here than I thought. So
it might be one of those things where I feel like certain movies are just like kind of like in the zeitgeist, and like you kind of know parts of them even if you've never seen it.
Yeah.
Like I know there's a part in Temple of Doom where somebody rips out the guy's heart and like holds it up. Even though I've never seen it, I feel like that's just a thing, and they've copied that and like they've parodied it in other movies and stuff. Like in Dumb and Dumber when he rips the waiter's heart out and puts it in the doggy bag.
You know what's hilarious is the reason why I know half of Indiana Jones is from UHF, the beginning.
Yes. Exactly.
You know what's funny is it's very accurate. It's so accurate from like scene to scene and how they're built. It's the exact same movie. They just make fun of it.
Yeah, anything that's popular enough that they parody it in other movies in the future, when you see that, I feel like you kind of, it's from that. You understand it, but then you haven't seen it, and then you kind of like make up a fake movie in your head to try to fill in the gaps. So have you just watched the first of the Indiana Jones then?
Like I said, I think I stopped it because I was like, whoa, this is way more in depth than I thought. So I literally paused the movie. I shut it off. I was like, I'm going to have to just spend a night and sit and watch this.
I did.
So, yeah.
That's on my list. That big long list that I've been having for a long time. Still so many things on it. It keeps getting longer, not shorter.
Yeah, that's the
because people make recommendations faster than I can watch full movies now that I have a little Padawan. So
you're halfway through Indiana Jones. What? You haven't seen these 5 movies? You're like, fuck,
shit,
my list just jumped up 5. This is crazy.
Exactly. Oh, that's funny. Queen Davy says we should do blind commentaries to the indie films.
Oh man,
that's interesting. I was a little wary about doing commentaries to movies that we either haven't seen or movies that are like really good. It's kind of like meant to be, we're making fun of it, but I guess we could do that with movies that are still good.
Yeah. I
don't know if I want the first time I watch some of the indie movies to be like shitting on it on purpose, and then maybe I don't like it because we shit on it.
Yeah, well, that's the nature of Rogue Squadron. We just shit on it for no reason. It's a great movie.
We shit on everything, honestly. All right, well, we could consider that.
See, catch your first impressions. That's why I like reaction videos for like music and all that stuff, because it's you get an authentic look at someone's reaction to something that you might love. I watch Metallica reactions all the time, just to see how it affects people, because I can only hear a song for the first time once.
Right, exactly.
So it's cool to just watch other people do it. So.
Oh, maybe we should do video commentaries then.
Oh yeah. No, I told you I watched a handful of people watch Star Wars for the first time, and they cut it down. They edited it down so it's like a 25-minute video. But I watched this one girl. She watched all Star Wars, and she was literally weeping during Order 66, and it made me appreciate Order 66 more. Yep. And it was like, man, I've watched this thing so many times and laughed when the Jedi die because fuck them. But now that she's upset, so.
All right, I'm writing that down. That's a good idea.
She, so the girl that I was watching that watch episode 3 that was like tearing up, she's like, I knew the younglings had to die, but I thought it was going to be the clones. She said it really hit differently when she watched Anakin walk in and do it himself.
Yeah.
She literally like broke into tears right then and there. She's like, I knew it had to happen, but for Anakin to be the one, she's like, man, it broke my heart. And I was like, I'm crying just because you're crying now. Yeah, that's what the dad emotions, they'll get to you.
Dude, honestly, it started getting bad even when Mrs. Commander got pregnant.
Yeah.
Even when she was pregnant, so that whole 9 months leading up, I was so emotional at movies that I've seen that I haven't seen. But now that I do have a kid, I finished watching through all the Marvel movies. I started when Gio was born, and I watched all of them. And end of Endgame, when Tony Stark's dying, I was just bawling.
Yeah.
It's worse than it's ever been.
Doesn't he give up his family to win everybody back?
That makes it worse because he's like, I'm not going to do this, And they're like, we have a second chance. And he's like, I already got my second chance. I can't roll the dice on it. And then by the end of the movie, he's like, I mean, that's like that Commander Shepard ultimate sacrifice. Like, I can save 1 billion people or I can stay with my family. And he chooses to save 1 billion people instead. It's crazy.
Which one is that?
What? Like every side quest in Mass Effect. You can murder 30 planets or you can bang Liara. Which one do you want to do?
While you make this decision, here's an ass to stare at.
Yes, exactly. To help sway you to, yes, you sacrifice the planet, bang the alien. That's what you want.
That's the other thing we can touch upon is the Legendary Edition for Mass Effect.
Oh, yeah, good call. I got totally side railed by starting to play Pokemon instead.
Yeah.
But I did get Legendary Edition when it came out, and I'm impressed.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, it was fun.
It looks good. I'm probably 50% of the way through the first one, and I kind of just stopped. There were some obvious things. I was having similar issues to it as Isaac was.
Yeah, you guys were saying that in the chat. I haven't had a single glitch.
Yeah, my Shepherd started glitching, and he was running backwards at one point, but shooting forwards. My Garrus was jumping all over the place.
I saw that screenshot. Garrus was just like in the camera.
Dude, he was on top of me during a battle. I couldn't see my enemies because he was like in my screen. I was like, what the fuck?
That's funny.
And then but like, if everything was smooth and wasn't glitchy, it's day and night. Now again, Ashley looks terrible. And Commander Shepard looks great, so it's like, and I saw there was an update, and I haven't played since the update, so maybe they did fix a lot of this stuff. So
yeah,
but overall, it's like it's nice to go back, play it. The gameplay is much smoother, which is 100% nice especially for the first one.
Yep.
But
it's much better.
The glitches are just like, come on, like Garrus, get off my back. I'm trying to just play Mass Effect, bro.
Yeah. I said I haven't had any. I take that back. There's been twice where I was in the Mako on a planet exploring, and when you have to walk up to some of those artifacts and like scan them, there's been like twice where I get out and it doesn't like lock on to it. I can't actually like hit A to scan it. I have to like save, restart the game, and then it works.
Oh, wow.
That's happened like twice, but that's it. But like battle, everything's been fine. Camera, Shepard, Garrus has not been floating around. All that's been good.
Yeah.
And I'm playing Infiltrator for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, that's what we can fucking do. So in my
you just got really excited. What?
In my Mass Effect mind, I created a potential future for the Star Wars universe. So I thought the way that they integrate the way they put together technology and like the biotics in Mass Effect. Bioptics. Isn't that like
the way they integrate the bioptics in the
I'm tired as shit right now. I have no
mass impact. Keep going.
I'm just piecing it together one by one. I don't know what's going on anymore. I thought it'd be cool if they could put all that stuff together and fuse like technology and the Force and some way to enhance it or focus it going on into like episodes 10, 11, and 12. And in a mutant X-Men way, that they could do some type of, hey, we don't trust you Force users anymore. You fuck the galaxy up. So it could be like people want genocide of the fucking Force users because they're dangerous.
Yeah. You're saying how they can like manipulate the Mass Effect and what's the dark energy or dark matter, whatever?
I have no idea.
Dude, my favorite thing about Mass Effect 1 is listening to the guy in the Codex talk. That's one of my favorite things. That's just half of what I do. But it's like, I think it's dark energy. There's some sort of particle or energy, whatever, that they can manipulate, and it creates a Mass Effect field, and that's how the biotics work. They can like create a Mass Effect field around something and control it. But they can give that power to people, Like it's not necessarily like you're born with it, like you are with the
Right.
Force. So you mean like finding a way to like control or add more midichlorians or something?
I'm
Like-
just saying to focus in. Like if I wear this goddamn gauntlet,
Right.
it helps me focus in and gives me this power or this ability.
Yeah, it juices
or it,
up all my midichlorians.
Or
and
it
lets
keeps me. I can have a personal shield because it's using my midichlorians to create an energy field around me. Some crazy shit like that. But like going forward,
I'm
I'm
all
like,
about it. I'm all about it.
Let's start manipulating the Force using technology.
I'm all about it, dude. Anything with midichlorians, I'm in. Count me in.
Because I think it makes complete sense that if they're cloning Force users, that's like step one of let's introduce technology into the Force. So let's push that a little more. I don't know,
Dude. I'm all for that. I like it.
What
You
are
didn't,
your
you didn't
thoughts
say
on
that part. The first part that you said, or what I saw in the chat was like the X-Men thing where people are scared of Jedi and they want to like quarantine them or get rid of them or something. That could be very interesting. That's super dark.
Yeah, I
like it.
I
like it. I don't know if after 10, I don't know if going into 10, 11, and 12, if that would be the way to go. Because I feel like we kind of, my prediction, and you can, count this among all the other things that we predicted among the years. I think they're going to wait like 6, 8, 10 years, and they're going to bring back Daisy Ridley, and they're going to start off with Rey, episode 10. Maybe it's 10 years later, 20 years later. I think that's what they're going to do.
I have a.
She's going to have like a special memorial for Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, and she's going to be rebuilding the Jedi Order, and Luke's going to be a Force ghost. No, that was happening.
I'm going to predict the future again. I mean, sometimes
Let's
I got to just drop some knowledge for you guys. They're instead of doing that dog shit, they're just going to do another reset. They're just going to do another fucking reset, and they're going to lump everything that they did with the Skywalker era, even the one-off standalone movies. They're going to say, okay, all that stuff's legends now. Blank slate.
No.
Now we can do whatever the fuck we want.
I don't think
I
so.
think that's what they'll do. They did
Maybe
it
not
with-
for
they
another
did it
like
with-
20 years.
They did it with the MCU.
Kind of.
That was the reset. They said, okay, reset button, everything from here on out is going to link together.
Wait, what do you mean with the MCU?
Prior to the MCU, they had movies in a Marvel universe that's not a part of the MCU.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean there. But they already did that with Star Wars. When Disney bought it, they already did that whole thing.
Well, by making stuff legends doesn't mean it's a reset. A full reset is
Kinda.
everything that happened before doesn't count. Disney's reset was
Well, that's kind of what they said at first, though. They've been kind of going back on that statement gradually as they work things back in. But that was kind of the stance at first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it gave Disney the ability to. We'll throw Thrawn in here, that when he doesn't come with all the baggage or all the stupid shit that was written about him. We
Right.
can throw Thrawn in there and start fresh. Which, so from a
Yeah.
certain point of view, it's a nice option. So.
Yeah.
So Mando's not going to come out for 4 years, 3 years. How do you?
Whatever.
Are you really that whatever about it? I'm kind of fucking pissed.
I'm kind of annoyed because I'm just getting irritated with Star Wars a little bit because I'm like, it's already been so weird. Like, I like the sequels, but half the fans hate them, so just being in the fandom's been strange. And since episode 9, I loved it when it came out. I'm kind of iffy on it now, so that's weird. And since it's been released, the content that we've gotten has been like, Mando's cool, but I'm iffy on other things. So I just feel like I've been in a weird freaking amorphous blob of I don't know if I like Star Wars right now. And now like the one shining light, which is Mando, now that's getting pushed back, and I don't know.
Well, it's from a certain point of view, dude. We got
Just waiting.
episode 9 was like the big aha of the saga.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's going on 2 years ago already. And
Yeah.
since then, we've got Mando and Mando only. Sure, Bad Batch. Sure.
And final scene is a Clone Wars.
Season 7, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
There's something else that we're forgetting about, but it's okay. Because
is there?
I think there is. But
Two seasons of Mando?
the dark side's clouding my vision, so
I don't know.
maybe that was it. Maybe that was just 2 seasons of Mando. You just said Mando. I feel like we got Mando twice, right? We got COVID.
I still am gonna sit here and be an old grump about it and say I love Mando, but I want Star Wars movies.
Oh, we have Rogue Squadron coming up. Coming up.
What year is that happening now?
22. Holiday 22.
So we still got a year and a half. So it'll be 3 years between movies, which is relatively not that bad.
I think the problem is comparison makes things seem more stark. I think if I wasn't obsessed with Marvel right now and Marvel wasn't absolutely crushing it, I think this wait in between Star Wars projects wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah, but Marvel's pumping the shit out like crazy, and it's good quality content. I agree. I completely agree. If Marvel wasn't a thing, I probably would feel completely different about how Disney's Star Wars handling of Star Wars. But the same goddamn company's pumping shit out, and it's great stuff. So,
well, I think that also makes some of the DC stuff seem different than it would be. I think I would feel totally differently about all the DC movies if I wasn't. I don't try to compare them, but
you have to.
It's subconsciously like you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I threw on the Joker last night, just something to like fall asleep to, and man, it's
wait.
cool.
You watched the Joker?
I've seen it once.
No way, dude.
Seen it once.
You.
I almost threw on Logan because I was like, do I want to throw the Joker on again? But Logan's a really long movie, and
yeah,
no.
I don't know why this reminded me of it, but I haven't seen, as I've been watching Marvel, I haven't seen Deadpool in a long time.
You know what's funny is I love that movie, but it's one of those that I don't go back to that often.
I don't think I've rewatched either of them, but I liked them both, so I should do that.
I've rewatched the first one. I know that, but the second one I think I've seen once, and I was like,
Deadpool. 1.
Maybe it's a whole Ryan Reynolds hatred that I've newly found.
I love him so much that I hate him.
It is. It's one of those things. Too much of a good thing, and he's the same person in all of his characters. So, which I like the person that he is, but
like Danny DeVito.
Whoa! I watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and man, if I didn't know that was Danny DeVito, I wouldn't still to this day guess that it was Danny DeVito.
I've never seen that. Is he in it?
Dude, yeah.
Oh, that makes them spoofing that in Always Sunny make way more sense.
It's so... There's 3 big characters in that movie, and it's like, whoa. It really...
And Jack Nicholson's in that, right?
Yep, and Doc Brown.
Who's Doc Brown?
What's his name?
Oh, Doc Brown from The Shining, you mean?
From... oh, my God. You pissed me off so much that my mind went blank.
Wait, Doc... What's the... Why did I say Doc Brown?
Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
Oh, sorry, Christopher something.
Lloyd.
I almost.
No.
Why did my brain say The Shining?
I don't know. Because his name's Doc. They call him Doc.
Oh, they call the kid Doc all the time.
Yeah.
And then I heard Jack Nicholson, and then you said Doc, and I thought Shining. Okay, sorry. Sorry about that. The brain does weird things after baby. Queen Davy says Ryan Reynolds is Van Wilder in every movie. Yes.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm for that. I like
Which
that,
is
though.
a terrible movie, by the way.
Yeah, it's cringe in a certain type of early 2000s college movie way.
There's some of those movies, though, that I go back to, and it's like, man, this is still really funny. That was when I was like, ooh.
See, I don't think American Pie is that great either, though.
I never liked that.
They're in the same camp for me, though.
True. No, I agree, yeah.
One that I do love and does hold up is... Old School. That movie I fucking love. And you know the problem with my stupid brain is that I'm going to look at my movie list and I'm going to say...
You're going to watch Old School again?
Deadpool, Shazam, John Wick, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go watch Old School. That's the problem. All right, well, before we wrap things up here, we have to talk about Pokemon. We don't have to. We can wait. We can do a whole Pokemon episode next week if we want.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. We got Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
We got Danny DeVito. We got Michael Douglas. We've got Christopher Lloyd. The movie was 1975.
That's
really
huge.
dating. We are really dating these people.
Yeah.
But
That's big for all of them.
It's huge. It's huge. Huge. It's huge. It's huge. Oh man, it's one of those movies that I don't know why I like it. It's a great movie. I know why I like it, but I don't know really like why it called to me. Like I saw that, I was like, man.
Well, a lot of times it's just like, I don't know, maybe the first time you saw it was at a particular point, and now, you know, it just sticks with you every time. Like Out Cold is arguably not like the best comedy, but I fucking love it. I'll watch it any day, anytime, anywhere. I love that movie.
No, that's a good movie. That's one of those movies that early 2000s that you're like, it still lives up. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
But yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Just to wrap that up, I think because Jack Nicholson was in The Shining just soon after that, a couple years after that, and I just like that time, that age of Jack Nicholson. He's creepy as fuck. I like him. So, all right, go ahead.
Those fucking eyebrows. Oh man. No, I started playing Pokemon again. And you started buying Pokemon cards.
Yes.
There's so many cards.
I traded for a Blastoise earlier today, so.
I just took Blastoise out of my party, actually. I like him, but he was, I don't know. Wartortle was kind of being a bitch.
What?
They have, so in the new one, it's not new anymore, but Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is the one that I've been playing on Switch. Yeah. Because there's only 151 Pokemon, so that's the one that I'm going to play on the next gen. But when you catch Pokemon or get Pokemon, there's like different characteristics, even for the same one. Like It could be big, it could be small, it could be timid, it could be angry. Yeah. So that slightly affects the stats. So like every Squirtle is not going to be the same exact stats. Sure. So I think just the Squirtle that I got was just a bitch, because like Charmander and Bulbasaur, they were crushing it the whole time, and now they've both evolved and they're savages, and Wartortle just keeps getting taken out. So I kicked him out. He's not welcome anymore.
Nice.
He's going to the professor.
I didn't realize it was the exact same game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. There's small tweaks, but yeah.
I was a little let down, even though it's a great rehash of that old game. I was like, I thought it was going to be like a slightly different game. It is very slightly different, but
yeah, there's enough there to make it a little more interesting.
It is, and it's fun playing it, but yeah.
And you know the best thing that they did is
I know exactly what you're going to say.
They took out so much of the grind.
Yeah, they took the whole grind out of the grind.
Dude, and it in a good way, because I remember thinking when I first played it, I was like, the way you catch Pokemon is now like Pokemon Go. And I thought that was, that's kind of annoying at first, but you get experience from it, and it means trying to catch a Pokemon is like, you know, you throw a few balls and you make it happen. You don't have to like fight every single one. And the best part is I just remember so many times of like a hard to catch Pokemon, you'd be trying to like attack it and just like get the health down, but you don't want to attack it too much because you don't want it to faint, and you got to do this and maybe try to put it to sleep. And it was such a fucking hassle, and they took that part out of it and somehow still made it challenging to level up your Pokemon. And it was a good balance. The grind is gone.
Leveling up your Pokemon's so easy now because everybody gets experience from you just throwing Pokeballs at Pokemon.
Yes, and when you battle, the main Pokemon gets a lot of experience, but everyone in the party gets experience. It's so nice.
Yeah, it like you said, it just I'm flying through the game. Yeah. I got it yesterday. I'm already past Misty. I was like, I'm blowing through this shit.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah, so you got it yesterday. So tell me about that. You got it yesterday?
Oh, I bought a Switch yesterday. I pulled the trigger, man. I've been in such a Pokemon mood, and honestly, I kept looking at deals, and they're like,
you've been thinking about the Switch for a while, though.
Yeah, and Nintendo just doesn't do deals. I'm just gonna sit there and say that, like they don't discount it. So I was
they're like Apple. They're just like, you have to buy it.
And the whole point is because they control Zelda, they control Mario, they have Pokemon. All the games that I grew up with, I'm gonna have to get a Switch to play.
Yeah.
So I just bit the bullet and was just like, you know what? I'm in a Pokemon mood, so I want to play Pokemon. So, and that's the only really way I can. And then I bought Mario Odyssey, which I haven't played a recent Mario game. I have no fucking idea. No idea.
Mario Sunshine, there's a bunch of them. Paper
Mario, yeah. Never
Galaxy, never played him.
So, I bit the bullet, and I, it
was
had a few extra bucks, so I said fuck it. So.
A good decision.
I am very pleasantly surprised that for $3 a month, I have unlimited NES games for free.
Kind of, yeah.
What do you mean, kind of?
Unless they've changed things. The last time I went on to like the virtual console, It was like, here's the NES, and I think there was like 35 games, and the Super Nintendo had like 20 or 25. So it's cool. It's not everything, but
They had all the Marios. They had
a lot of good hits.
I was playing Mario 2 for free. I booted it up
Yep.
and it was instant. I was like, fuck,
Yep.
that's all I want.
They don't have the Batman Returns on Super Nintendo, which sucks because that's one of the main things I wanted to play, and Power Rangers too.
I wonder if they're gonna cycle through and give you different options.
It's either that or they're just kind of gradually adding things in there.
That's
I
fine with me
think
too.
Tommy Boy explained it once because I was complaining that I couldn't buy or I couldn't play like Ocarina of Time on Switch, and I think he was saying that they're like gradually bringing classic games to the new platform because some of them they're gonna like remaster and then sell to you, and other ones they're just gonna like port it and make you. It's like an emulator basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm pleasantly surprised, and it's nice that like Glass Armor can be watching Netflix, and then I can undock it and play Pokemon while she's. So it's like because normally, like if she was playing Xbox or was watching Netflix, I can't play Xbox, obviously. So
Right.
yeah, it's just nice, and then plus with me traveling still, if I'm on the road, one night a week, I can grab the fucking thing and play Pokemon in the hotel room.
Yeah, you got to get yourself a charger to take on the go. Oh, there's a thing I saw an Amazon ad for it. It's like a little thing. It just looks like a charger block, and you can plug the USB-C into it, and then an HDMI out into the TV. So it's like a travel thing. So you don't have to like unplug the dock from your like TV at home and take it everywhere. I'll have to send it to you since you travel so much.
I don't get it.
You know how like you have to put the dock in there to connect it to the TV?
Yeah, but I wouldn't connect it to the TV. I'd just play it as like a Game Boy.
Well, yeah, but how are you going to charge it?
It doesn't have like a
It
wire?
doesn't come with the thing. It's plugged into the dock, so there's no way to charge it unless you put it in the dock right now. You got to bring one thing with you. Yeah,
They haven't made you so there is now an aftermarket thing that you can plug into the bottom of it.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, they better. I've played it for a couple hours and it's still 75%. So
Battery's good.
I'm not gonna sit there and play for
You
6
might.
hours. I will probably this week.
Depends on how many Pokemon you've catched or haven't catched.
Pokémon.
Yeah, it's. I was surprised at the Switch. I like how it functions. It's nice to just take it out of the dock, put it back in. I can use a GameCube controller, or I can take the things off the side, or I can carry it like a Game Boy, or I can use the Xbox style controller. Like it's very compatible.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, the usability of the controllers I'm still getting used to because all the like the fucking sidekick things they got to slide into, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah. The problem with the controller. The fucking buttons are backwards.
Yeah.
A is on the right, not the bottom.
Yep. I've actually already gotten used to it.
Every other controller, A is on the main button that I need to push is closest to my thumb.
Yeah.
Like, and the back button's over here. Every game, every controller has it like that except for the Switch. It's so confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine
Drives
playing
me
like a
nuts.
first-person shooter on. I'd have to get
No.
the Xbox style controller for that.
That's the same way, though. A's on the side.
I'm not going to play anything on there.
Some games you can reverse the controls, which is nice. Or for Pokemon, like that doesn't necessarily matter. It's not like super fast paced, so I got used to it there. But yeah, I can't imagine playing Overwatch on the controller unless I was able to customize the controls.
But that's not why I bought the Switch.
Exactly,
All the first-person
exactly.
shooters, all the fast stuff, I'm just going to play on Xbox. This is more for the unique titles for that. So, no, I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. So
who's in your? So you just beat Misty, and who's in your party right now? Who you rocking?
I've got Ivysaur, I've got Pikachu, I've got Onix, I've got Oddish,
Nice.
and Charmeleon.
Wartortle, Mewtwo, Tentacruel, Aerodactyl.
Yeah. For those for all you Star Wars fans that don't give a fuck about Pokemon, I'm sorry, but yeah, that's
I'm not
shit,
sorry.
shit we just grew up with, and it's
Yeah.
a great time to be a 30-year-old Pokemon fan because the cards are coming out. Actually, since I've gotten into the cards, a brand new era of cards just got launched.
Oh wow.
Yesterday. So people
Jesus.
are fucking hyped about this whole, and I haven't bought any of that. I just want
It's
to
too much, man.
play with the 150.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure this is still the case. So the Pokemon, the cards, they still come in booster packs, and it's still like randomized, right?
Yeah, so each one comes with a rare and a style of holo. Now they have like reverse holos where the picture of the card isn't hollow, but the card itself's hollow, and they're worth less actually. They're like a There's different levels of rare now. So you have reverse hollow, you have holographic, which we were familiar with, but then now they have V's, which is rarer, and then V Maxes, which is even rarer than that. Then there's rainbow, which is ultra rare, like hidden. I got one rainbow card by accident. I don't know how, but
that's where I check out.
Yeah,
That's
so
where I check out. It's too much.
a holographic rare is not even that rare anymore.
Yeah, interesting.
But it is what it is. I'm gonna try to build
It's fun.
a
deck.
Deck, thank you.
Build 2 decks and I'll play. I'm not gonna buy any cards, but I'll play.
Yeah. So
it's fun.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm almost done buying cards again because fuck it. I bought a bunch of them, opened them up, and it was fun. And I'm about to stop. So
yeah, I mean, you're not gonna try to get the whole set or anything crazy.
Yep.
I'm trying to use new Pokemon that I haven't used before. It's hard not to though. For a while I had Charmeleon, Wartortle, who's the other one? Ivysaur, Eevee, who I started with, and then Kadabra and Haunter. And that's such a solid team, and I love that team. But I'm trying to vary it up a little bit. So I kicked out Wartortle. I got Lapras in there. I'm trying out Hitmonchan. I always used Hitmonlee instead.
Oh, you're much further than me.
Yeah, I am about to fight Sabrina.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I threw Onyx in there. I usually go with Geodude, which they're the same goddamn
Dude.
But the Onyxes in that game are fucking massive.
Dude.
I walked up and I'm like, oh shit.
If you have Onyx out of the Pokeball with you, do you ride him?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't tried that. I have my Ivysaur out.
Oh, so you should swap it out for Onyx and see if you can ride on top of him or not. That's one of my favorite features. Just seeing the Pokemon follow you around is so nice. And seeing them in battle in their actual sizes. And Golbat's flying and Diglett's like in the ground and all their animations, they did so well. It's so unique. But every single Pokemon has their own little animation.
It's weird how they just make sense.
But you didn't get to see them make sense back in the game.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? It's the dumbest thing. Golbat has wings, so he flies instead of stands on the ground. Yeah, who cares? I do, because when I was 10, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
It was a fucking 8-bit block. I couldn't even tell what it was.
Dude, every attack was the same. It would just jut forward, and then the screen would blink. Oh, it's an electric attack, so it's just going to blink a little more this one. Like, what the fuck is actually happening?
Exactly, man. Some of the animations are so fucking sweet. So, yeah.
It's like when I use sleep powder, the Pokemon's eyes close like they're sleeping now. So
right.
Instead of it standing there like, rah, and then it just has Z's above its head. You're like... I always laughed because Gyarados looks like a fucking devil.
Yep.
And it would have Z's. Like, oh, this Gyarados is asleep. No, he looks like he's actively eating me.
Yes.
Oh.
And now, in this one, he actively eats you. It's great.
It is nice that small little tweaks, like they added more attacks. There's a little more unique attacks. I also saw, I was fighting Misty, and she uses Scold on me.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, dude, this is great. That's such a great idea. Hot water.
Right.
How simple of an attack. And it's like, but it makes sense. It's like, let's just.
And you can get burned from a water attack. How weird is that?
Oh, can you? They didn't burn me.
Yeah. Yep.
See,
you can get burned from it. So
my
weird.
Oddish just raped the whole gym. I used Absorb once on every Pokemon. Absorbed the whole fucking life.
I love when you can make that happen. Yeah.
Dude, and even if I got hit, Absorb healed me, so it just walked through the whole gym with Oddish, so fuck him. So, no, it's fun. I am thoroughly enjoying it. Again, the portability of it. Just be able to grab it and walk somewhere.
Yeah.
Go lay down and just play with it.
Yeah, and this is going to sound really, really lazy of me, but you can play Pokemon with just one of the Joy-Cons. Yeah. So you can just casually chill and you have the controller wherever. You don't have to sit upright. Like when we're playing Battlefield or Overwatch and I'm just on the edge of my seat, tense.
Yeah.
Pokemon's the exact opposite, man. So chill.
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is $19.99 again.
It is. I wanted to relive that stuff, and I bought those Nerf sunglasses. I don't know if you saw
them. Oh, you
them.
did actually get them?
Nice. Look, check this out.
Well, I know you showed me the listing. I don't know if you actually bought them, though. Oh, that's awesome. N7 shirt for everyone that's listening. Or hat, sorry. N7 hat.
It was Facebook Strikes Again. I saw an ad. I'm like, what?
Dude, those ads can work, man.
$20. I'll take 3.
Those ads can work. Did you get one in different colors? It's just all black.
It was just all black. Yeah.
Oh, man. You think, I know I said I have to go, and I do. Bath time is happening soon. But do you think that they will introduce support for multiplayer in the Mass Effect Legendary Edition down the road with an update?
With the amount of not even backlash, but the amount of support for it,
Yeah.
I really think
Yeah.
it would be worth their money and time to do it. So I think people would pay another $25 just for a...
That's a little bit of a stretch. I think
I'm
people are already like $60 for this again.
I don't even care.
I would.
I think-
You would.
no,
Tommy Boy would.
But we would all chip. We would all throw in.
Yep.
If they launched it at $25 and then like a month in they dropped it like 15, I'd be doubling down. I'd buy 3 of them again.
I'd buy it twice, even though it's digital and I don't have to.
Yeah, I'm so for it, and I think if they did spend the time and made it right,
Yeah.
absolutely, I'm down.
I agree.
I would spend money on it. It'd be nice if it was free, but
Yeah. We'll hope. Fingers crossed. All right.
all right,
We're
good day,
back.
Galaxy.
See you guys later. If you want to do things outside of
Bye.
listening to this podcast and you're not watching the live stream right now, now that we're back, it's usually Sundays at 6. So you can follow us on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube. You'll get alerted, and we'll be here, and you can talk to us, and you can join the chat, and you can yell at us. Usually we just say stuff, and then the people in the chat correct us. So if you want to be part of that squad, definitely tune in when we're live.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody that was live with us today. We had a really good because we let people know that it was happening. We usually just go, we're gonna try today. Maybe.
Well, I used to not be able to do that with Restream, and I figured it out. So now you're going to be notified.
Awesome.
Notified.
So we'll see everyone next week. Davey, appreciate it. And episode 269 coming at you next week. Hey, everybody.
Okay. How do we never end it? Why can't we end the show's over? Okay. Never.